Welcome to Cody's Movie Cave, where today we're discussing the 1989 classic Batman movie. That's right, Michael Keaton. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. That's right, famous line there, real good. Directed by Tim Burton, who was a little dark, a little twisty, but that's kind of perfect for Batman, right? And Gotham. I remember reading articles about when the movie came out that it was a huge controversy in that they cast Michael Keaton as Batman. You got to think, back before he was cast, he was pretty much a comedy actor and wasn't real big in stature, physique, or anything like that. Didn't even look like a superhero, right? And so, yeah, he was cast and people weren't happy. Don't you kind of notice how that usually happens though? They'll cast somebody that you really don't expect is going to be great, but winds up nailing it. And boy, did Michael Keaton nail it. Perfect. He had the brooding Bruce Wayne down to a T. He made a great Bruce Wayne and a great Batman. His Batman voice wasn't overly like Christian Bale's, He just, when he said he was Batman, I'm Batman. That's all he said. Instead of, I'm Batman. So, there is that. Kim Basinger, she was in it as Vicky Vale, and of course, can't talk about 1989 Batman without talking about the Joker himself, Jack Nicholson. All right? I mean, if anybody was ever born to play the Joker, it was old Jack himself. I mean, he was a perfect, comical, campy Joker. I mean, he was just really good at it. And so, yeah, this is probably one of my, I wouldn't say favorites, but as a Batman movie, it's right up there, okay? So, yeah, I mean, Michael Keaton was excellent. And it's not really an origin story. That this movie establishes that he's been doing it for, at least a couple of years. Kind of much like Robert Pattinson's The Batman, we don't really get an origin story. We get the backstory that his parents was murdered down the alley and kind of set him on this path as the Caped Crusader, but we don't really get a true origin story. With that said, though, Batman 1989 holds up pretty well. I mean, it is cheesy. Some of the effects are not, I don't know. The effects doesn't hold up, but the performances, they do. I mean, it's just your classic Batman story. And like I said, Tim Burton is got this twisty imagination that, he brings Gotham to life in a whole, very much a comic book style. And so, when it came out, it was a huge hit of 1989, and people were eating crow for sure when they badmouthed Michael Keaton as Batman, because he did his job right, and he did good enough to earn himself a sequel. And I think it was 1992, Batman Returns, which featured Michael Keaton returning as Batman, and except this time, our villain, or should I say villains, were played by Danny DeVito as the Penguin and Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. Now, in my opinion Michelle Pfeiffer is the best Catwoman we've had so far. I know, might be an unpopular opinion, but she did a really great job, kind of that feisty femme fatale sort of, twitching the tail type thing. Really did good. Danny DeVito, I feel, he did all right as the Penguin, but my Penguin ever since the movie came out has been Colin Farrell. I mean, he did a really good job in the new one. But tracking back to 1989, this movie, it was campy, it was comical, but it was dark, like I said. This Batman does not care if he gets his hands dirty. He will take out the bad guy however he has to. I just remember when it came out, I was a kid, and this was fantastic. I mean, it was probably the first comic book movie I had been introduced to, and so yeah, I mean, Michael Keaton is Batman. He always has been, always will be. There's even, he's supposed to return as the character in the Flash movie that comes out next year. There's a lot of controversy around that movie surrounding its star Ezra Miller, who is very much out there and is a wackadoo, but they're still planning on releasing it, and Michael Keaton filmed quite a few scenes, and from what I've heard, especially from the leaked scripts and scenes that's come about, he is an incredible Batman in it also. So, we have that to look forward to. I mean, he's Batman. Anyway, we have some posters up there, as you can see, of, well, maybe you can't see, of our classic Batman, 1989. Man himself right up there. So, yeah. Had a great Alfred, a little more frail Alfred, elderly version. The Batmobile was just a beast on wheels. I mean, it was comic book looky, it had that look and feel to it. It was, I don't know, it was very cool. It was very heavy on gadgets, and it was a shame we never did get Michael Keaton's third Batman movie. I read an article where they had the script. It was a great idea, and it would have made an amazing movie, but for whatever reasons, Michael Keaton moved on at that point in time. And, but so yeah, 1989's The Batman. I love it. It's a good movie. It's a classic. It is a classic comic book movie. And if you got HBO Max, I think you can check it out on there. If not, do yourself a favor, buy it. It's worth buying. It's a collectible. I mean, on hard copy or digital. You can buy it on digital on the big three, Amazon, Apple, and Vudu, right there. Buy or rent. So yeah, as we always say down here in the cave, this has been my humble opinion, and opinions are like butts. Everybody's got them. Some of them stink. I'm Batman.
Vicky Vale.
Bruce Wayne.
And what do you do for a living?
Lieutenant, is there a 6-foot bat in Gotham City?
Nice outfit.
You look fine.
I didn't ask. I have given a name to my pain.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
My life is really complex.
Winged freak terrorizes. Wait till they get a load of me.